All right, so today we're diving into a pretty wild idea. Imagine a whole version of the English language, but built from just a super small core set of words. It's called Basic English. And, the thinking behind it is, well, it's actually surprisingly simple. I mean, seriously, think about it. Could you say everything you need to say, all your thoughts, your feelings, your big ideas, using a vocabulary that could probably fit on just a couple of pages? It sounds kind of impossible, right? But that's exactly the question we're tackling. Just look at that number, 850. That's it, not 8,500, just 850. That's the entire toolbox, the whole shebang. So you gotta ask, how in the world can so few words do so much work? Well, the secret isn't really about the number of words. It's about how powerful and flexible each one is. And to show you what I mean, we're going to put just one of those 850 words under the microscope. We're going to look at the word thin. It's right there on the basic English list, and it's a perfect example. So yeah, let's really break down this one word, thin, because by seeing all the different jobs this single, simple word can do, we'll start to get the big picture. We'll see the logic that makes this whole system tick. Okay, before we even get into what it means, let's just talk about how it sounds. This right here, this is the International Phonetic Alphabet spelling. The whole point is that no matter where you are, you can look at this and know exactly how to say it. It's a nice, simple, clean sound. All right, let's have a listen. First up, here's how you'd probably hear it in the United States. Pretty straightforward. And now, for comparison, here's the British pronunciation. Did you catch that? It's just a tiny little difference, but the word is still totally clear. And that's the whole point, right? Shared understanding. Okay, so we know how it sounds. Now, let's get into what it actually does. Its first and probably most common job is as an adjective, a describing word. And its most basic meaning is all about physical stuff. When we say something is thin, we're usually talking about its shape. Think about a slice of paper, or a credit card, or one of those super slim laptops. It's just a short distance from one side to the other. This example is just perfect for showing what I mean. The sentence doesn't just say the wall is thin. It tells you the consequence of it being thin. You can hear the people next door because the wall is thin. See? It's a complete idea all packed into one simple sentence. But wait, thin isn't done yet as a describing word, not by a long shot. It can also describe the substance of something, its density. Think about something that's kind of watery or maybe spread out. Here we go, another great everyday example. The soup isn't thin like a wall is thin. It's thin in its consistency. It's watery, it doesn't have much body to it. So just like that, you've got one word doing two totally different descriptive jobs. Pretty cool, right? Another way to really get a feel for a word is to look at its neighbors. So words like narrow or light are kind of in the same family, but sometimes it's the opposites that really help. When you think about words like thick, wide, or fat, you start to see exactly where the boundaries of thin are. Okay, and this is where the real genius of a system like Basic English starts to shine. Because thin isn't just a description, it's also an action. It can actually become a verb, a word that shows something is happening, a process of change. So as a verb, to thin basically takes that core idea of less and puts it into motion. It means something is becoming less. It's becoming less dense or less crowded. I mean, this example just paints a perfect picture in your head, doesn't it? You have this big, dense crowd, and then people start to leave, and the crowd thinned out. We don't need a fancy word like disperse or dissipate. Nope, thinned out works perfectly. And here's another example, a much more personal one. But the principle? It's exactly the same. The density of something is going down over time. And it's this incredible flexibility, the fact that the same word can describe a crowd of people and your hair, that makes it one of these essential 850 words. Okay, so let's zoom back out for a second. We've just seen this one little word act as a descriptor in two different ways, and as an action word. So what does this one little case study really tell us about the whole system of Basic English? Here's the big takeaway. The 850 words in Basic English are like Swiss Army knives. Each one is a super flexible multi-purpose tool. And just like we saw with thin, having a small vocabulary doesn't mean you're stuck with small ideas. Actually, it's the opposite. It forces you to be incredibly clear and powerful, using these amazing words to build really complex thoughts. And that really leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? This whole idea of finding the simple, powerful core of something. It applies to way more than just language. So here's a question for you. What's a complex idea in your world that could become a whole lot more powerful if you just found a way to make it simple?